And that's why when a Mormon knocks on your door, a Jehovah's Witness knocks on your door, a Hare Krishna meets you in the street, we are not able to give a biblical defense for what's wrong in their teaching because we've never been willing to walk with the giants. We've not been willing to wait a little longer. Matter of fact, there's some of you even waiting now for me to say, let us pray so you can make your exit. There's something wrong with the 21st century church. This biblical illiteracy is not because it is not being given here. It's because we're not receiving it here. Pastor, Paul displayed concern for these people to talk to them all night. Why in the world? Wait a minute. Let me ask the question. Let's see if we can answer this. Was it the people so burdened that they needed what Paul had? Or was it Paul so burdened that he felt he needed to give them what he had? I don't know. It must have been both. Because they would have left or either he would have ceased talking. Hey, would you not agree that if you're willing to say something all night, you must think that it's a life-changing message? I mean, I'm amazed by this text. So I have a few minutes, and I'm going to take them and quit exactly on time. Here it is. There's 4 things I desire for everybody here. Are you listening? Number 1, I want to help every one of you to love God. How do you teach people to love God? I think you can help them through worship. Remember the young lawyer that goes to Jesus, and he asked him the question saying, Teacher, what is the greatest commandment in the law? And Jesus said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment. Would you not agree that if Pastor Johnny is going to be biblical, Brother Bob, that I have nothing should be on the agenda, number 1 more than loving God, and so that ought to be worship. I mean, I think that every week on your agenda, I think unless you're out of town, you're away on vacation, you ought to never think about staying up so late on Saturday night that you can't get up on Sunday morning. You ought to get yourself up fresh, get your face washed, your teeth brushed, your clothes on, and you ought to come to the house of God to worship. And there, I could go into more and more about that, about how you could be an encourager, you could at night love in other people's lives, but I believe that Christians ought to love God, and I believe they display their love for God through worship. What's the second thing you want us to do, Pastor Johnny, as a church? I want you to love others. The second is like it. Jesus said, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments hang all of the law and all of the prophets. Nothing is more important than loving God, and loving others. And number 3, I want everybody serving. Say serving. All right, here's what I found. If I love God, if I love others, and I'm serving God, there's great joy in serving God.